Good boy, Bob.
I tell you what, there's nothing quite like a plate of your favourite grub. Our favourite tucker feeds our bodies and souls.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
So, in this series, I'm celebrating the dishes closest to all our hearts.
Lovely.
I've spoken to some fellow chefs to ask them what dishes they love the most.
Look at that beauty.
It smells delicious.
Trust me, you've got to try it.
I've had a few famous faces round to cook their favourite food for me.
She's in the house.
Hot and spicy here, babe.
Like a bit of spice.
So do I.
Can't concentrate, Ainsley.
And I've been doing some culinary reminiscing of my own, cooking up some of the most treasured recipes I've collected over the years.
Do you like your brownies gooey? Yes, yes, I do.
The result is a collection of wonderful recipes from around the world that I know are going to inspire you to get into your own kitchens, to cook up and spruce up some of your old favourites.
Welcome to the food we love. The theme today is Lazy Sundays, time to step back, take stock and enjoy the good life. And I'm going to show you how to do just that with some relaxing and comforting recipes. Writer, actor and comedian Giles Brandreth is in my kitchen. He says he's cooking me his Sunday brunch finest, fish finger sandwiches.
We should be doing this on TikTok.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
We would be a sensation.
Squeeze it out of there. Squeeze it, Giles, squeeze it.
Bosch show us their super speedy custard tartlets.
Look at that. That looks like a chemistry experiment.
Yeah, like a witch's cauldron.
Goodness me.
Candice Brown delights us with an Italian-inspired brunch, her spicy nduja eggs.
I love spinach. I should be like Popeye, the amount I eat.
And I'll be rounding things off with the perfect dish. Requires a little attention, but gives a lot of love. My rosemary and anchovies slow-roasted lamb with roasted roots. But first, my go-to mid-morning Sunday brunch. I'm going to be doing my sweet corn fritters with avocado, tomato and black bean salsa with a poached egg on top. Absolutely perfect. My kids, doesn't matter where they are, they always come home for Daddy's sweet corn fritters. They do. Nice when that happens, isn't it? What do you need? You need some creamed sweet corn. That sounds unusual, that, isn't it? Creamed sweet corn. You can get it in the supermarkets. Check it out online. It's just a creamed sweet corn. It's kind of been blitzed down a little bit, and it just makes all the difference. Gives you that lovely taste, I tell you. And then, what I'm going to add to that is a drained tin of ordinary corn, just, you know, sweet corn niblets that we're so used to. All right? Tin of that going in also. And then we're going to top that with the flour, plain flour going in. Sprinkle that flour in there like that. Just going to keep a little bit back. I've also got some corn flour. Give that a good old shake. And the idea of putting a bit of corn flour in there gives it that little bit of crunch. And to make them puff up a little bit, we've got some baking powder. And then I'm going to add the addition of a little bit of finely chopped spring onion. To open that up. And if you haven't got spring onion, don't put it in. But what you can put in is little bits of ham. You know, sometimes you have a little bit of ham left over. That ham hock is particularly nice diced up in there. Another thing that I do sometimes the children really, really like is chorizo. So you dice up a bit of chorizo and pop in there. So all of these things that really make it a kind of brunch that you can diversify in a little bit. Spring onion, in it goes. Lovely. Let's season that up, shall we? Good bit of salt and some pepper. Then just mix that together. And that's it, guys. Then I'm just going to fry these off now. If you use the spoon, pop that in there like that. Can you see that? Heated up my oil in there. You can see that oil, nice and hot. They're going to take about 2 or 3 minutes on each side, OK? Just flip them over, make them get lovely and crispy and golden. What about that salsa? 1 avocado, firmish avocado you need. I love when the kids come home because this is something that my mum used to cook for us. So when my children come home, all those memories come flooding back. But that is kind of makes me slip into that kind of lazy Sunday mold. Do you know what I mean? That feeling of, hey, it's Sunday, chill out. There we are. Beautiful. Yeah. Right, let's just chop up our avocado. I do like inviting friends around. I think there's something nice about having friends come around for a bit of Sunday lunch because, or brunch, in fact, because it means that they don't stay all evening long and you can get rid of them. Oh, it's 4 o'clock, oh, yeah. Oh, dear. I've also, along with my avocado there, I've got some black bean. I'm a big fan of black bean, actually. I think it's, you can buy it in cans in the supermarket. Try it. It really is lovely in things like salsa, in salads, you know. I've also got some spring onions there. Let's just cut through those like that. Look at these. Can you see? And the baking powder there, they're puffing up really, really lovely, those. We can spin them again and then take them out and drain them on kitchen paper. Now, what about our salsa? We start with the avocado, we've got the black bean in there, we've got the tomato. I've just chopped up the spring onion, okay? Got some red chilli there. Literally, a little bit of red chilli finely diced up. Not imperative, but really does give it a lovely kick. All right, a bit of lime going in there too. That's it, squeeze in that lime juice there. Beautiful. All right, let's have a look at my babies here. Oh, they're lovely. Look at those. I'm just going to do that again. There's the fork to help you turn everything over. All right, I'm just going to give those a lovely spin. Beautiful, fresh coriander. Why not? Absolutely. If you've got it, use it up. How many times do we buy herbs and then they get a bit soggy and a bit sad in the bottom of your fridge? Anytime you have an opportunity, just use them up. There we go. I've also got some parsley here, so we've got a combination of the two. Just rip that off. Give that a little bit of a wild chop. And that goes in. Lovely. Fantastic. A little bit of the old olive oil. Got my thumb on the top there. Fabulous. Just a touch of sweetness, which comes in the form of some honey. Not too much of that, just a little bit of that. Stir that through now. Look at all those lovely, lovely colours there. Now, I'm just going to drain my lovely fritters. Listen, can you hear that? Lovely and crispy. Got my water there, which means I can pop my egg back in there. I like to kind of get my eggs done a little bit in advance. Everything kind of gets done quite quickly. That just goes straight back into the water. Right, let's serve up. There's your really gorgeous sweet corn fritters. A lovely soft poached egg, just nestled on the top there. A good serving of avocado, tomato, and black bean salsa. But just to keep everybody happy, just a few of those pieces just dotted around like that. That's okay. And there you have it. My sweet corn fritters with the avocado, tomato, black bean salsa, and a rather delicious soft poached egg. And coming up a little later, the Bosch boys will be treating us to their super speedy custard tartlets. But first in my kitchen, I have someone who's an actor, a writer, a comedian. He's even been a member of Parliament. It can only be the wonderful Giles Brandreth. How are you?
I'm so happy to be with you, Ainsley.
You're fabulous. And how do you spend your lazy Sundays?
I spend my lazy Sundays telling jokes with my grandchildren. And I said I was coming to see you today, and I said, have you got a joke for Ainsley? And yes, they said, you can tell him about the restaurant, the new restaurant on the moon. There's a new restaurant on the moon. Did you know that?
No. Tell me more.
Great food, but no atmosphere. That is the level of the jokes I'm working at.
Now, what about lazy Sunday, food on lazy Sundays? You've come up with a nice recipe here. Is there a little story attached to this?
I have two signature dishes, of which my favourite is really baked beans on toast.
Oh, really?
But I didn't feel that for your show that was quite sufficient. So I'm going to name drop.
OK, that's perfectly all right with me.
I'm going to name drop, and I'm going to create for you my other signature dish. And it's one that I learnt to cook with the great Roger Moore, Sir Roger Moore, 007.
We've only lost him recently, didn't
Only lost him recently. One of the most charming human beings you would ever meet, a really delightful man. And when I was last with him, only a couple of years ago, there was no food in the house. He was visiting England, and he was actually at his daughter's house. And he said, I don't know, what are we going to eat? And I said, well, we opened the freezer, and there were some fish fingers. I said, Roger, I'm going to make you my signature dish, fish finger sandwiches.
Wow.
And Roger Moore, who lived happily, you know, champagne and caviar were more his style. A little lobster thermidor, that really was Roger Moore. He said, a fish finger, I can't imagine anything nicer. So, do you know how to make a fish finger sandwich?
Well, I'm going to find out right now.
Okay. You get some fish fingers and you put them there onto your... There you are, you lay them out. This is the complicated bit, lining them up.
Okay.
There we are, fish fingers, okay?
Yeah.
And I always do 7, just in case one falls on the floor. Okay, we pop them in the oven and we leave them in there. While they're cooking, and you want them reasonably crisp, but not too crisp, you take your butter, nicely softened, and your bread. This is a little bit fancy. You sort of need to have brown bread here, but anyway, no matter. I know I shouldn't put on too much butter.
There is something great about butter, isn't it? Bread and butter.
Oh, real butter, yellow butter. It's fantastic. Have you ever milked a cow?
I have actually, yeah. Not very well, because there is a technique that you need to really get hold of those others.
It is.
Yeah, you just...
Can I say you're a natural?
Really?
You are a natural.
I think it's a black thing, didn't you, Giles?
Because it is. No, it's this. It's absolutely. Hey, do you know, we should be doing this on TikTok.
Yeah, I don't know, but...
We would be a sensation.
Squeeze it out of there. Squeeze it, Giles, squeeze it.
That's not a line I thought I'd hear you say.
Wonderful,
Anyway,
wonderful.
so let's see how the... oh, Lord, I've overdone it. Oh. And the great joy is, you noticed, didn't you, how I put 7 in?
Yeah.
Would you count them now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I learnt that from Paul Daniels. I've met them all. Okay. So what we do now, I'll just do one sandwich for you there. Now, when I did it for Roger, you probably may not want it. I took off the crusts.
Is that because the teeth weren't particularly good? Or?
They were still his own, you know. And he did all his own stunts, he made it clear to me.
Right.
Yeah. Now, that's it. It's as simple as that. Now, if I'm wanting to zhuzh it up a bit, touch of salt.
What about if we zhuzh it up with a little bit of mayonnaise? Would you be prepared to...
Oh, you mean you haven't got ketchup?
No ketchup, sorry, not at the moment. Let's make some mayonnaise to go with it, shall we?
Oh, to go with it?
Absolutely.
You can add it afterwards, can you?
Well, you can lift it up and just put a little...
Or even have it on the side and dip. Oh. OK, so what do I do now?
OK, got some glass bowls there. You've got some eggs here. Little tap there. And then we're going to separate them. So we're just going to... Yeah, you're there with me? OK, and we want the yolk only. All right? So
we're going to make meringues or something with the white.
Later on, you could make meringues with the yolks.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, did it break?
It broke, and there's a bit of the shell in it as well.
Is there really? OK, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to do this for you.
What a wonderful, scrunchy omelette to have later.
A little bit of mustard. Excellent. Open that up and just put a teaspoon of mustard into your egg yolks.
Is that too much?
A
bit much.
No, it's a bit much, but that's okay if you like it. If you like it nice and mustardy. Okay, and then pick up your lemon.
Oh, yeah.
And we're squeezing the juice through your fingers. Look at this. Look, so we don't get any seeds in. So just squeeze the juice through your fingers. Can you see the way I'm doing that? Quite close.
Oh, this is... I didn't realise that there were all these erotic sensations to be had when preparing Sunday lunch.
What is erotic about this? The squeezing or the juiciness?
If I may say so, both. Anyway.
That's perfectly all right. OK, get rid of the seeds. And we're just going to whisk that together now. Just to kind of moving things on a little bit.
Just because yours looks
Now,
much
what I
paler.
want you to do is gradually, look at this. I want you to put about, like, maybe a tablespoon of oil in at a time, and then whisk it. Bring it together. That's enough, that's enough. That's it, whisk it together.
You're sounding more and more like my wife every minute. That's enough, that's enough!
Now you keep beating, and suddenly, Giles, as we add more and more oil, a tablespoon at a time, you'll see it. I know it's pretty hard work. It
is hard work. We'd been promised a lazy Sunday.
Yeah,
it turns out to be...
but this, you know...
Oh, it's getting thicker.
Do you see what's happening?
I do see.
Do you see what's happening?
Viewers, this genuinely is being... There's nobody in the background doing this. Do you remember somebody called Fanny Craddock?
Oh, Fanny and Johnny, absolutely.
Younger viewers won't know who I mean by Fanny Craddock. She was the Ainsley Harriet of her day. She was quite a formidable lady, actually. More of a curious mix of Mary Berry and Jeremy Clarkson. That's the best way of describing her.
You're putting more oil in there, Giles?
It's quite.
Really? Use the other hand if you want.
No.
Sometimes you have to swap things around a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it.
I hope the viewer... Tune in this time next week and the consistency will perhaps be a little bit thicker.
You've done it. Well, you can use a hand beater, you can use a blender, you can use anything, and it will speed everything up enormously.
I gave up the blender. We used to have a blender. And then when one of the children's hamsters died, I discovered my wife had put it through the blender. And because she'd read somewhere that it was good for the sort of remains of a hamster, mulched would be marvellous in the garden. Yeah. And in fact, there's a song about it, you know.
Yeah.
So you get tulips from hamster jam. So, how far have we got with this?
Fabulous Giles Brandreth, ladies and gentlemen.
Pour it into my little bowl here.
Pour a little bit in there. That's it.
It looks nice.
OK, fantastic.
It looks more like custard than mayonnaise. But
well, yeah, a little bit more vigorous beating, and that would all come together.
And we're going to dip it like we did with...
Yeah.
Imagine these are little soldiers dipping into
a little dip of that.
This is heaven on earth, isn't it? Admit it.
Indeed, it is heaven on earth. That is so delicious.
This series has been running for a number of weeks. You haven't had a taste sensation like this, have you? Have you? This is absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you so much. The perfect company for a lazy Sunday. Giles Brandreth, thank you so much indeed.
Have you got a partner? Because I think I could live with you.
That's very true.
I think I'd like to live with you.
I just don't like grandchildren. Today's motto is all about sit back, relax, and enjoy the food. Yeah, it's a bit of lazy Sunday going on here, isn't it? And I think indulgence is the key word when it comes to lazy Sundays. And the kings of plant-based food, the Bosch boys, have come up with a wonderful recipe, speedy custard tartlets.
Thanks, Ainsley, and welcome to our kitchen.
Today, we're going to be baking for you, if you can call it baking, a super speedy Portuguese custard tart recipe.
The first thing you need to do is get some pre-made pastry. Now, we've gone for the puff variety, and obviously, we've gone dairy-free. Puff pastry is a real faff to make at home, so it's a lot easier just to buy some from the supermarket. So the first thing we have to do now is take our little sharp knife and chop it in half, OK? And now what we're going to have to do is make 12 little rectangles. And push this back here, because now we need our muffin tin, which we've lightly greased with dairy-free butter. Now, I've got one rectangle here. I'm just going to pop it in our muffin tin, OK? And we go one side down, and we sort of force feed it in, and we kind of twist it around. We kind of mould the pastry, and that is what we are after. It's pretty cool, eh?
Don't stress too much if there are little gaps, because it's puff pastry. It is going to expand as it heats, and so the gaps are going to start to close up.
So these cups are coming along nicely, and we're going to need something to fill them with.
Well, I've got you covered there, Ian, because I'm going to make your egg filling. I'm obviously not going to use egg. I'm going to freestyle and make something which is dairy-free.
Nice.
First one going in here is oat cream. And to that, for sweetness, we'll add a little bit of icing sugar. Look at that. That looks like a chemistry experiment.
Yeah, like a witch's cauldron.
Goodness me. Now, some cornstarch is going in next, and that's going to help to thicken this eggy custard. The hero ingredient this time is silken tofu. So this is a creamier version of tofu, and that's going to thicken up our egg custard. And then for a little bit of sweetness, because, you know, we're making a sweet treat, I'm going to add 4 teaspoons of vanilla extract or vanilla bean paste. Now, to help with colour and also a little bit of thickness, the next ingredient to go in is tahini. And to that is one of our favourite ingredients, a biscuit paste. This is a great hack to add an instant caramel flavour to anything. Next up, you know what it's time for, Ian.
Oh, let's get whizzy.
You really, really don't need long in that blender. Next up is to pour that into a pan, and look how delicious that looks.
It does look really good.
Beautiful, silky smooth custard.
Yeah.
With those little flecks of vanilla paste. But it's a little bit too liquidy right now, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of heat under it and let it thicken. Have you finished those bad boys yet?
Yeah, look, check these out. That's as they are. They're all perfectly sort of in the pan. And now, before they go in the oven, we need a little bit of caster sugar, right? So we just get the caster sugar and we just sprinkle over. Right, so this now is going into the oven at 220 degrees for 15 minutes. So once the pastry's had 10 minutes in, we have a little trick. So we have to get them out of the oven right away. Whoa! Ooh. Look at these. Now, they look like little sweet Yorkshire puddings. So now we've got a little trick, and what you'll need is a wooden spoon, but you need this end. We're going to sort of push the outsides that have all puffed up back in. And the reason why we're doing that is because we need that hole to fit Henry's wonderful custard in. And we've got little sweet Yorkshire puddings that are perfect for the custard. But before we do that, we need to pop them back in the oven for around about 2 minutes just to finish off the insides that have been pushed.
So our custard, if you have a look now, you'll see the custard has really thickened in that pan. A little squeeze of lemon juice.
Nice. So, 2 minutes has passed. It's time to get those pastries out. Oh, they look perfect, you know.
Yeah, they
Perfect
do.
golden caramel colour. Look at them.
Ah, beautiful.
Very good. One thing left to do. Pop that in there.
Let's do it.
So, nice sort of good solid tablespoon. You can always add more in. And we just sort of tip it, like kind of real gently. Just let it drop in there. And there we go. That is one little tart done. One more thing to do, and that is use the cinnamon just to give it a little bit of flavour and a nice look about it, you know?
Absolutely.
So there we go. They are our Portuguese custard tarts. They look amazing, and now we just need to let them chill for a bit.
They were absolutely speedy. We hope you liked them, Ainsley.
Thanks very much, boys. Amazing custard tartlets and super, super quick too. Really, really lovely. Can't wait to try that recipe. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes on a Sunday, I don't want a proper dish. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes I want a liquid lunch, if you like. A little bit of indulgence going on. So, how about a Bloody Mary and some mozzarella sticks? Simple enough to do, but I've got a little twist on the Bloody Mary that I hope you enjoy. First of all, let's take the tomato juice. All right, a good quality tomato juice. All right, there we go. Whoa. Follow that right up. And then to that, I'm gonna add a good dash of Worcester sauce. You know, often when you go out, they say, do you like it spicy? Do you like this? Do you like that? I do like it a little bit spicy. So I want to put the Worcester sauce. I also want to put a little bit of hot pepper sauce. The addition of a good touch, I think, of celery salt. I like it as my dad would say, me like it salty. Next is the lime. Give your lime a little bit of a roll, okay? Want to maximise the extraction of juice and give that a good squeeze. Look at that. Love that. And what about horseradish? I'm using some fresh horseradish here. If you wanted to and you can't get hold of it, yeah, get a jar of horseradish and put a teaspoon of that in. And just going to grate some of that now, straight inside. See what I mean about spicy now, don't you? The smell of this is just absolutely fantastic. Now, thing to do here is to just kind of invigorate that a little bit, you know, give that a little bit of a shake. There you go. Okay, release that. 3 measures of vodka going in. 1, 2, 3. There you go. And 1 of sherry. Oh, absolutely lovely. And I'm just going to put a little bit of ice into there, just to kind of shake that up, to chill everything down. There you have it. Now, here we go again. Sunday morning, shake me up. Bloody Mary, shake me up. Shake me up, that Bloody Mary. Nice and spicy, just for top. There you go. Beautiful. And then, beautiful. Just look at that. Now, for me, it just wouldn't be a Bloody Mary without a stick of celery. There you go. Beautiful. The Bloody Marys are made. The only thing to finish those off is just taking a little bit of fresh pepper and just sprinkling them on there like that. Oh, dear. What are you going to serve those with, Ains? Fancy some crispy mozzarella sticks? I've got a lovely block of mozzarella here. And what I do is I just take that and I just cut it down like that. Can you see? It's almost like I'm taking about a good centimetre cut there, just like that. And then I cut each of those into 3. There we are. Lovely. Now, take those and put them into your flour. Just plain flour, seasoned flour. A little bit of salt and white pepper in there. All right, just leave those in there for a second. I've got some beaten egg, but I'm not just dipping them in any ordinary polenta. So we've got some nice fresh thyme going through our polenta and a little bit of cayenne, just a touch there. Can you see that? That's okay. Then kind of fork that through a little bit. Okay. Starting off with our mozzarella sticks in the flour, then into the egg. Shake off the excess flour. Here you go. Just roll them around a little bit. Off with the excess flour. And then we're going to take that and pop them straight into our polenta. Just shake them in there like that. And so make sure they're well coated. But what I am going to do is when they're all out of the egg and they go into the polenta, is I'm going to actually re-dip them again. To prevent it from oozing too much, we give it a double coat. And I just sit those on a tray, pop them into the freezer for a couple of hours, let them firm right up, and then we can fry them off. Yeah. Got quite a few mates coming around, you know what I mean? And then we're just going to take some of these mozzarella sticks, drop them into this lovely hot oil, just for a few minutes, let them crispen up. We can fish out our mozzarella sticks. They're great, eh? Shake off that excess. There we are. Just going to stack these up now. That's a real pile there for you, isn't it, eh? It's okay, just a little sprinkling of that on the top. There you go. What can I say? A delightful spicy Bloody Mary and my polenta coated mozzarella sticks are to die for. Sunday brunches are always a favourite amongst family and friends, and if you can make a dish that requires the least amount of effort, it's so much more enjoyable. So here's Candice Brown with her almost effortless spicy nduja eggs.
Lazy Sundays, just all about chilling out, having some nice food, not taking too long about it, and I've got the perfect recipe for you. This is my spicy nduja eggs. It's really, really quick, it's really, really simple, and it is really, really tasty. So the first thing I'm gonna do is chop the veg that I'm using. So I'm gonna use about half a courgette. I'm using some spring onions, but you can use red onion, goes really, really lovely in this as well. So we're gonna put in some chilli for a little bit of heat, bit of garlic, love a bit of garlic, bit of red pepper. I'm just gonna pop in some mushrooms as well. You can see everything's kind of cut similar sort of width, so it kind of all cooks at the same time. The only other thing that's going to go in there is spinach, and I'm not chopping that because that literally goes from this down to this. What I need to do is get my pan on, medium heat, little bit of oil, little bit of butter, and I'm going to start softening these down. And we just want all of the veg just to get some colour on there as well, because colour means you're going to get a little bit of flavour. So that shouldn't take much more than a couple of minutes. Smells great already. So while my veg is just cooking down, I have got my 4 eggs, okay? So I'm gonna break those into a bowl because then they can all go in together. But I'm not gonna mix them, okay? And there's a reason for that. I don't want them to be kind of smooth like scrambled egg. I'm now just gonna chop up my nduja. It's really soft, there's a lot of flavour to it. I think it's really, really lovely. And I'm gonna pop that in at the end so kind of all the oils and everything kind of flavour the veg before I put the eggs in. I've got some nice colour on those mushrooms and things now, so I think I'm gonna add in my nduja, breaking that all up, popping that in there, and you'll see kind of the fat render out of this, and it's just gonna add the most incredible flavours. Now, of course, if you can't get hold of this, then you can use chorizo, you can use bacon. Obviously, you can leave it full veggie, which is just lovely as well. So I'm going to pop in my spinach, watch that wilt down to nothing. I love spinach. I should be like Popeye, the amount I eat. So that spinach has wilted down beautifully. Now I'm just going to add in a little bit of pepper. So your nduja will have lots of flavouring in it as well, so don't go sort of too heavy-handed. Mix that through. So I make a little hole in the middle, and then I pop my eggs in, let them start cooking, and then just start breaking them up. So it's not an omelette, okay? There is more filling than that. You want lumps of eggs in amongst all the veg and everything like that. So now turning that right down, last thing I'm gonna do, make it really, really sort of, I don't know, decadent and lovely. I'm just gonna tear in some mozzarella. You can turn the heat off, tear in that mozzarella, fold it through, and that's it. Serve. Top it off with some chives. And there you go. As simple and as quick and as easy as that. My spicy nduja eggs, perfect for a lazy Sunday. Really, really is pretty lovely.
Here, cheers, Candice. That was really lovely. Perfect Sunday brunch. Now, I have the perfect lazy Sunday roast for you. Really lovely, minimal effort, but maximum reward. This is my slow roasted lamb with anchovy and rosemary, topped with some roasted roots. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So I'm gonna start off just by, there's my lamb, nice sharp knife, and making some incisions. A little bit firm, you do have to push down there, and once you've created that hole like that with your knife, okay, you can pop that bit of garlic in there. Another little one here. You can see that I'm really pushing down there. Don't be frightened of that. There we are, putting your finger in there, really creating that hole. Then the next thing is we get some of these anchovy fillets. Now, for those of you who say, ugh, I hate anchovies, believe me, this just enhances the whole sort of flavour experience. It's almost like a little saltiness that's in your lamb. It's not like a heavy fishy presence. It's nothing like that. So have a go, please do. Okay, so there we are. I've got a bit of rosemary along with the anchovy, and I'm just pushing that down. Can you see that? Everything goes in there. And we're going to continue to do that all over our lamb. I don't know about you, but for me, when I go for a Sunday roast, whether I'm down at the pub or indeed when I'm preparing it at home, I tend to go for lamb. I think it's the sweetness. Just keep going, all right? And the idea is that this is going to be cooking for a good 4 hours. So if you're going to be cooking it for that long, it means that it's all going to sort of melt into that meat quite beautifully. There we are. Hey, does that look pretty? Now what I want to do is to grate some lemon zest over that. Good bit of lemon zest on the top of that, okay? Bit of salt going on there, and some pepper, and some oil. Okay, and give it a little bit of a rub. That's it. Oh, that's beautiful. Now I've got my roasting tray on here. I put it on top of the stove over a very low heat. The idea is I'm just going to sear that a little bit before it goes into the oven. All right? All right. There we are. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, in with our wine. And in with our stock. That now goes into the oven, nice high oven. My oven's at 220 degrees centigrade, and I'm going to put that lamb in there now, and then I'm going to reduce the heat after about 20 minutes, right down to 130 degrees centigrade. Nice slow cook that, but it kind of create a little bit of a sort of, crunch on the top. You'll see what I mean, and then, oh, it will be perfect. Okay, what about these parsnips? It's just a matter of cutting them up into the right size pieces, all right? And if you want to, if you don't like this kind of, that little sort of tough woody bit there, you can get your knife on the angle and just whip it out. You can see they're quite big chunks. Carrots, a bit similar, all right? No roots come out though. Just cut those into nice pieces. Okay, onion, and the section here is for these, the beetroots, all right? That can make your fingers go a little bit, so do be careful. But really, again, if you cut like that, and then you just cut into it like the wedge there, all right? Lots of lovely rosemary going on top of those, all right? That's it, these are all just prepared, we can leave that. We're gonna hit that with, again, a little bit of salt going on those. That's okay. And some pepper. There you go. All right. Now, you don't have to do this. You really don't have to do this, but I sometimes think just a little bit of moisture, I've just got a little bit of stock. You don't have to. This is just me. I always just pour a little bit so everything doesn't dry out, because by the time we turn the heat up, all of that would have evaporated, and then everything gets lovely and crispy and beautiful anyway. So there you go. That's all prepared. That's put to one side. The lamb is at 220, and I'm beginning to smell it now. Really brilliant. I'll reduce the heat and go and have a glass of wine. I've now got my vegetables in here along with my lamb, so let's take that out. It literally is fall off the bone stuff, all right? Oh, wow. Wow. Just check that out, look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Look at that, absolutely beautiful, fabulous. And then we'll take our pan, okay? And I'm gonna pop that onto the stove top here, because we're gonna make our gravy. Get some heat under there. All I do is add a little knob there. You don't have to do this, but just a little bit of butter. And one of the reasons that I'm doing that is because I want to create a little bit of fat, because I'm going to put some flour into there, all right? That's okay, a little bit of flour, and it will thicken up almost instantly. That's why we need our stock here. Right, that's it. Start to add the stock. All that beautiful sediment that's on the base there, all of that will start to, when it boils up, all of that will start to come off. And that'll be lovely. I'm gonna freshen it up with just a little bit more of this rosemary in there. Salt going in there. Bit of pepper, that's it. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to transfer that to my pan here. Look at that. Hey. All right, let's let that kick over. Let's take our roasted roots out and let's serve up. So let's pop the lamb on there like that. There we are, perfect. Okay, now, for our roasted roots. Check those out, guys, aren't they lovely? Oh, yeah, baby. Look at this, just lovely. Loads of roasted vegetables, and of course, we've got our rather fabulous gravy that has come from all those hours and hours of cooking. You are in for an absolute treat. I'm gonna pop that there, give that a little bit of a spin there for you. Okay, and a few of these lovely rosemary twigs, because we've got them, we can use them. That's it, a little bit of that going there. My rosemary and anchovy slow roasted lamb with roasted roots and gravy. Lazy Sunday. After this, you're going to need a good sleep. What a fantastic menu of lazy Sundays we've enjoyed. Sweet corn fritters with avocado, tomato and black bean salsa with a poached egg. Custard tartlets. Bloody Mary and polenta mozzarella sticks. Spicy nduja eggs. And to top it all off, rosemary and anchovy slow-roasted lamb with roasted roots. Now that's your lazy Sunday sorted. Hey, get into the kitchen. It's about time you did some washing up. See ya.